Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for the 22nd of April, starting with the S&P on the 4-hour chart. As you know, we've been looking for a correction for this wave 4 here, and we're looking for a 38.2% retracement level from this particular high here of wave 3. So that brings us down into this space here of the wave 4, 1 lesser degree here. So we're really quite a long way off from that at the moment. So I still think we've got more to go here as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here. If I'm wrong and this market just pushes, let's just say that I am wrong here, and the market just pushes straight up here, well then it really leaves that wave 4 really quite small, doesn't it, compared to wave 1 here. So that's possible, but the other probability for this, it would be probably having this wave 4 here and this wave 5 sitting up here for this. So I'm a little bit unsure about how this is going to unfold here. There is a case in stocks and in some of the indices where we have 3 waves down here, and in some cases 5 waves down. So I think we just, as I mentioned when this started from the top here, I just think we should be a little bit patient. Of course, if we make new highs, but still, then again, we could get an expanded flat correction in wave 4 as well. So an expanded flat correction is where the market comes up for the top of wave 3 here, comes down for the A wave, goes up for the B wave, and then comes down for the C wave here. So taking out the previous top here and the previous low here as well, and then moving up from that point there. The other point too, I guess, is that, you know, if this is a wave 4 here, a smaller wave 4, and we go up for wave 5 here, well then across the 4,200 here, we would look at this as a classic trading levels pattern with the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then the ABC correction coming into play as such, and then moving off there. So even if we get this one or this one, a new high here, we should see it fold back here as well in this case. So looking at 5 waves to the upside here, and then a move back in that area. So yeah, look, I'm a little bit sort of unsure, but let's go in and have a look at the S&P and the Nasdaq, and then we'll have a look at some stocks as well. None of them have pulled back to their 38.2%. So I think we just sort of hold on here for a little while. But as you can see here with the S&P here, you know, it has moved back up. It has hit supply levels, but it's moved back up past its 61.8% here. So that's at 61.8. Not that it's a big deal. The 78.6 is next, and it is in the supply zone here. Just need to be a little bit mindful of this particular move here, because our wave 4 is still, you know, hasn't been sort of reached, which is, you know, further down here for this. So it's still quite, you know, quite a way off. So yeah, let's go to the tick chart here and just have a look at this 100 ticks. See, in the S&P here, there's a good case, and it's okay to have. I mean, I've got sort of wave 4 here, as we're looking at. It's an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, as wave 4 being finished here and then moving up. But like I was saying, it's just a little bit small, and we were counting all this down yesterday, as you know. So we're down the bottom here somewhere. But that's sort of how that's played out there. But we could have a flat correction. So you know, all of this here becomes the A wave over here for this, the B wave up here, and the C wave to come down from this point here. So yeah, So I'm not really quite sure which way to sort of play this at the moment. With the Nasdaq as well, just get a bit of an idea here first. We can see how large the wave 2 was here. Yes, it was probably a little bit large compared to wave 1. And the guideline of alternation would have, well, we could look at this as being complicated because it's so large in relationship to wave 1 here. And that would make wave 4 simple, because normally we'd say wave 2 is simple and sharp and wave 4 is sideways and complex. But look, it's not over until the fat lady sings, so I think that we just give this a little bit more time, because even, as I mentioned, even if we do get a move up, above here, I'm quite sure it's going to sort of fold back and give us an opportunity to move in anyway, for the next move up, if that's going to be the case. But we're kind of in a rock and a hard place really for this. The 38.2% retracement level in this instance is, still quite a way down. We're a long way off it. It's normal for the market to find support at the 23.6 to start with. So I just think we should just give it a little bit more time. And even if we are wrong, say with the Nasdaq here at 14,000, we'll just look at this as the the classic trading levels pattern of the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then the ABC on this side, and we'll pick it up over here, or through here, or down here on it. So yeah, just not that sort of clear. And the same, if we just we'll drill in here to the hourly chart, and this is what we were looking at yesterday. For an A wave to move down, a B wave back up, and a C wave to come over here on a bit more of an angle, because the A wave is normally sharp and the C wave is on a bit more of an angle. Just checking this out on the tick chart here. See, from the high over here, I've sort of rearranged this a little bit. There is a case for an impulse wave down here for this, in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1 here. I suppose it could be an A wave here and a B wave over here for this, but wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, because we've got 5 waves in here and a nice wave 4 here compared to wave 2 here. And then we've got wave 4, and then we've got a new low here for this. Mind you, it hasn't really delivered a nice 5-wave structure for this here, but it's still clearly made a new low here, unless it's an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to the upside. But even counting this up through here as well, an A wave here, a B wave here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then going up for 5 of C of B. So it looks like that we could look at this as from wave 4 as 1 and 2 in here, and 3 here and 4 here. We may get more of a dance here, and then wave 5 here. So I think there's a little bit more to go at that point. So if it moves up a little bit further, don't worry about it too much. But yeah, look, it just depends on what degree of structure that you want to trade. I mean, there was a long setup at this point here, but to get to here, I can't. I wouldn't put that. I mean, if I was doing it personally, I'd put the trade in. But if I was intraday trading, but I'm not with these videos. I'm trying to sort of steer our way through and find trends and so on. So, yeah, I just think we let these play out here, and let's just see, how this goes at this point. If we get this other move down through here for this, or we just keep cruising up here. But like I mentioned, if we do cruise up here, taking the top out here, would see we would be looking at 5 waves up here at least, in that case, and then an ABC pattern, and we can move in over this side once the 14,000 has got support here. That's all I can really suggest at this point for these indices. With Amazon here and many of the other stocks, we're also looking for higher ground as well. But even in this instance here, if we take wave 2 low to wave 3 high here. Oh, we're close here. See, in this case, no, we're not. We're still a fair way off. 38.2% retracement levels down here for this. So still a little bit lower for this here as well. But we also need to be a little bit mindful that it has bounced off the 300 here as well. So they don't always, break back below, but it still hasn't really reached its point there. But let's go in and have a look at this and some other stocks as well. So I've got 2 wave 3s here and 2 wave 4s here, not to worry about that too much. But when we spoke last time, we were looking at this being 5 waves down. So this is a little bit more advanced than the S&P 500 because this had already occurred here. And we're looking for a B wave, and then we're looking for a C wave to come down here. So in fact, on Amazon here, we can look to go long. We're looking to go long above the B wave, but we can see here that that we have a nice 5 waves down here in terms of wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. Nice little 4th here, 3rd wave here. So it's possible that this wave C is finished here now for this. And you could look to go long on this. Of course, the safe trade would be on the 3400, but you could move in a bit earlier than that if you wanted to. So looking for a full trade with the classic trading levels pattern on the 34 here. So obviously there will be a struggle here for all of this, of course, because of these old highs here. But once that becomes the support, that's good. You could also put if you wanted to, put a small trade, just half a position here for this. So we'll just thin that line out here for that. And of course, we'll need to put our stop under the level here for this. And if this ABC is correct, then we won't be coming back below this here as an A and a B and a C wave here for this. So we can look at this market moving up. Well, take it up to the 3,500 at least, because we need to take these tops out here for that. So this is a good indication that the Nasdaq and the S&P could push higher for that. Alphabet here, I'm not too worried about this. As mentioned before, we're leaving the stop out of the way. This is still on 100 ticks here. We're working through a couple of degrees of wave 4. Now this may just push up from here as well. It looks a little bit small, and we may also pull back before pushing up, but I'm not concerned about it. We're just going to leave the stop out of the way. This market's going higher, and we're all pretty sort of on track with this, pretty safe on this. We've got a few trades in that, but I won't go into all that at the moment. Apple here, we're still looking for looking at this here as a wave 5 top, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the A wave here, and then an A and a B and 5 waves up for the C wave here. And because the US markets are topping out in wave 3, we're looking for them to have an ABC correction and then a move up. So that's what we were considering here as well, a correction which has started, and then a push up from that point there as well, going up into the 138, 140 area, these old highs here. So that's basically what we're looking at this stage. Let's just bring in a bit more data. So yeah, this can be counted in different ways, so I'm a little bit unsure about that. But from the low here that we're looking at, going back up into this box here, the 61.8%, and then we're looking for a move down at this point. It just looks a little bit small as well in this case, but I have to say it is producing a nice impulse wave to the upside here for this. I suppose we could count it as an ABC pattern as well, as an A wave here, a B wave here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. There's still a little bit more to go on this one here because there's a 1 and 2 in here and a 3, so there'll still be further upside to go here. So that could be counted as, I won't label it because it can be counted as corrective or impulsive at this stage. So that would be wave 1 here and back for wave 2, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then going up here for wave 5 here. So that it could keep going up through here for this, but it could also terminate here as well. It's not like I've got a beautiful 5-wave structure coming down through here as well to indicate that I'm going to get another 5 waves over here. This could be counted as corrective and done at this point, but I have to say, once again, it's a little bit small. So I just think we should let it play out, even though that I could be wrong, because this resistance over here will become support, so we'll be able to catch it from that point. If you wanted to go long here at the moment, then you would need to go long above, well, just go long here, but the stop would need to stay out of the way here. But that's just a risk. Yeah, it's just I mean, everything's a risk, of course. Don't get me wrong, but look, I'm not clear, so I can't say for sure I can't say with confidence rather what we've got here. I just think that these wave 4s are just not big enough. That's my thing. But in some cases, like Amazon, they were. So square here. It's still possible that we can have wave 1 here, wave 2 here, wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and then pushing up for wave 5. That's still possible because we haven't overlapped this wave 4 with wave 1 yet. But what's also lingering at the moment is looking at this as a 3-wave structure here for wave A, and then an A and a B and a C wave up. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong way around. So an A and a B and a C here, then an A and a B and a C for the B wave here, and then the first impulse wave to the downside here, and then pulling back, and 3, 4, 5 coming down here. I don't think it wants to come down here just yet, but yeah, once again, I'm still not quite clear on this for the time being. Let's just go in here for a moment. So we can look at the top as wave B or wave 3. So I was just trying to decipher what's going on here. We've just been counting it. So we looked at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, as you know. And then I was looking for wave 4 here. But it's just gotten a little bit messy. So I was just sort of thinking about this is like almost like an impulse wave here. So I was thinking an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave for wave 4, and then going down for wave 5. I can see looks like we've got little 5 waves in here. So we'll just see how this plays out. A long trade can be had here for that. Otherwise, this will be wave 1 here, going back for wave 2, 3, 4, and 5 coming down here, and then we'll probably need to call this. I don't need to make these labels so large in this instance. Then we'd have to look at this as wave 1 at this point. But if this moves off here, then we can keep it as wave 4 at that point. So anyway, not quite sure here, but we'll just keep monitoring this. And Facebook, with Facebook we were looking at a bit of a classic trading levels pattern where we have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, an ABC pattern, and then pushing higher for that. A lot of the times we can get, this is a good case for the variation of this, where it just comes down and sits on the level and just pushes up from that point there as well. So we need to be a little bit mindful of that. This is the normal one we get where it pulls back below the level, and this is the variation where it just sits on the level at that point there as well. So we just need to be a bit mindful of that. But I was thinking, you know, like the US markets are topping out in a 3rd wave here and would have an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, and then up. That's what I was thinking that would be occurring for this market. And just checking on the intraday. just down from the top here. We could look at this spike here, but I think it's better from this, taking it from this top here for this, because it leaves us a nice impulse wave here for wave 1 and 2 here, a nice third wave. The fourth wave is a bit of a problem because it overlaps wave 1 here, so this can also be an A wave to here, a B wave to here, and a C wave to here for that. So that could play out like that. So we'll just sort of waiting. Yesterday we're obviously looking at the low down here somewhere and then looking for an ABC pattern. So maybe this is it here with the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C there for that, and then down here for this. So I think the only long trade from here would be getting 310 back, as support for this at this stage. I just think we just need to allow this to play out a little bit further at this point here. We can always expect to bounce off a large number. It's not bouncing, it's kind of sinking in the mud, and that tells me that it will struggle to go higher, but that's where it would go to if it was going higher. Yeah, we just need to be a bit careful this doesn't finish off here. Testing lower down here would find demand and then push it up. So what I like to normally see is the market come down here in a part of the classic trading levels pattern as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. And once it's down here, then trying to find support back up on the level here, because it's not always a pretty picture. But basically, once it can find support on this level, that means that it's tested lower, the demand is there, and to get above a large number is, to get back at support on a large number is a big thing. It's a real shift, and you can watch that play out in the market depth. Watching the balance of power change at that point, and that's the critical point that you need to move with the markets at that stage. So the safe trade anyway. Yeah, I mean, if this is 5 waves down here, I know the overlap there, so it's questionable. But if that is 5 waves, then after an A and a B and a C wave here, we should get another move down. But if I'm wrong, then we'll look for a classic trading levels pattern on top of 310, and then we can also look to add, of course, on the 320 as well, because the idea is to build through group 1, but we won't overdo it because we know that in the bigger picture we've already trended all the way up here for this. And Tesla. So as I mentioned yesterday, with Tesla here, the A wave here, the B wave and the C wave, I'm still stay with this one here for the moment, and mainly because the move up here, this wave A here, is in 3 waves here. Now, as an A wave can be in 3 waves or 5 waves, that's fine. The B wave's always in 3 waves, and then the C wave here is always in 5 waves, except in a triangle, so to speak. But looking at 5 waves here is a little bit tricky because we've got a bit of an overlap here. If we looked at this as wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and then 4 here, we can see that we've overlapped here. Do we just suck that up and work with that overlap, or is there another explanation for that as well? Possibly. I always sort of like to keep things as simple as possible. So yeah, that overlap there. Looks like we've got a corrective pattern down here, as noted on the tick chart. So I still think that we've got to push up here to this here, and I wouldn't. If the 800 became the support with a classic trading levels pattern, then I would change my mind and would be long from that point as such. But we'd need something like that. The 61.8% is important, but the closest largest number is also important as well, and it would just take it to the 78.6, the square root of 61.8 anyway. So, but yeah, look, it is a little bit tricky in this little space now. It hasn't made it easier. So we just need to be a little bit philosophical about that there as well. So yeah, from the B wave low here, we don't have any trades in here. We got out of our trades up here for that, but we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and wave 3 is a bit small, yeah, and then wave 4 here, if we're calling it wave 4, definitely overlaps here, so we've got problems there. But we do have a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for this, you know, so a little bit of an issue. So I'm not quite sure how to play it out, and this move that comes down through here, we noted it. I've just changed the labeling a little bit to not changed it, but changed it in the way that I've just lowered it 1 degree of structure, but kept it the same. We know we've got 5 waves in here. There's an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. So we can label that the A, and then we've got the B and the C here. You know, we could, and it's over, you know, we could label it 1, 2, 3, 4, because it makes a nice wave 4, I have to say, and then down for wave 5 here. But we've got that overlap with wave 1 here and wave 4 here again, so I don't know if we should suck that up either. This one here counts quite nicely as an A wave in 3 waves, as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then correction, and then another 5 here. So it labels well as an A wave. But if you took another little wave in here, then you could get it, you know, like 1 and 2 in here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd wave, 4th wave, and 5th wave. So you could probably fit it in there, squeeze it in there. This is definitely 3 waves here, so this is corrective. So it's possible to label it wave 1 here. I find this quite interesting here because that's an impulse wave here. That's 5 waves there. So we could label that, if I've got any labels here, I'll just label it then, but I'm just going to label it with this level here, because that's 5 waves here. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So this, technically, if that's wave 1 here, then at minimum that's going to be smaller. I mean, you know, that's just wave 3 is normally longer, but I'm just putting it at absolute minimum here. So yeah, I see 5 waves moving up here higher for this here. So, you know, maybe that wave 4 is in play there, and this is wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 moving up higher. But you can go long from this. I mean, it's a little bit long in the tooth here. You should have done that on top of group 1 here. That's where it should have been taken. That's the setup here. So you're just going to run into problems going into 50, but there's still upside. So you could go long. You just need to leave the stop probably about here should do the trick. But I'll leave that to you. I'm not that interested in that at this stage. But certainly the good thing about this is that this may go further than this, because this move here is corrective, right? So that top should be taken out. So going long over here is probably one of the better trades that I've seen this morning on the markets. And that's it. That's just the DAX as well. I mean, it's funny here with the DAX, isn't it? It's the same sort of ABC that we're looking at, and in this case we've got a reasonably clear 5-wave structure down here, and it hasn't moved back up much. So anyway, that's what the European markets are doing, so we're looking for the corrections there as well. So alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.